Flush.
I do
You
this.
have a dry, hacky cough?
I'm like, no.
Are you coughing into your elbow? Do you have a sore throat?
No, I'm like,
You have a fever?
Oh,
Just for the public, I apologize, the YouTube video went down. So the only thing that we have gotten through for the public's point is after the mayor spoke, President Pro Tem Becky will talk for her speech.
okay. So I just wanted to talk about our businesses within our community. And when doing a little bit of my research, you know, I realized how special our community really is. We have so many wonderful businesses and services within the community, but I wanted to give you a quick update of some of the things. If people are wondering, is this place open, is that place open? I want to kind of give you a quick update. Of course, according to the governor, all the non-essential businesses had to close. But you'd be surprised how many of us are considered essential now. So I did want to let you know those things. Ben and Joy's is open. Now they are open, they've changed their hours, 8:30 to 5:30. They have several great menu options, family packages they're doing. Now they're carry out or they're curbside. So if you're not even comfortable getting out of your car, you can pull up and they will bring food to you. Larry's is of course open, their normal hours. It's carry out only. I had a pizza last night and it's still amazing. So, and then Sunoco and Sterling One Stop are both still open. They provide pizzas and subs and sandwiches and things like that. So if you're looking for food, and of course, the Mad Hatter right now is still open. I can tell you it's getting sketchy, but for now, we will be open this week and we'll see how things go. Then Sterling Pharmacy is open. They are asking that you call in your refills just to save the time that you're actually in there with people, because obviously we don't want them getting sick either, just to lessen the contact. Now they've reduced their hours Monday through Friday. They're 11 to 5, and Saturday they are 9 to 1. Raps Hardware is going to continue to be open. I spoke with him, and I believe they're going to try to keep normal hours. Reiterman's Family Farm and Feed are also open. They are also providing, you're allowed to come in and get your things for your animals and different things, but they will also do curbside pickup. And then they will also, for a very small delivery fee, bring it to your home or your farm. So you can still feed all your animals and everything like that. And then the library is open for online services only. Or you can call ahead and have curbside pickup as well. And then you can just drop off your books in the Dropbox. And Country Clippings, I noticed, I called Terry tonight. She is not open for regular business, but she said if you have any pet needs, she will take an individual appointment on a person-by-person, animal basis. She also put her phone number out there. I mean, I can provide this either to somebody to put on the website, but she said if you are in need of any dog or cat food, she'd be happy to help. And likewise, if you have surplus and you want to donate to those in need, she'd be happy to take that to divvy out to people. And then I do know I spoke to Kim at Two Hands, and they've just decided to close because they do food and coffees and things as well. But then Madison County Rides, I saw this on Facebook the other day, so I wrote it down. Their words are, "We will be able to help you out. If you need something picked up and delivered to you, call us." And again, there's a phone number for Madison County Rides. They're not picking up individuals and taking them back to their facilities anymore, but they are still willing to run errands. So that's a good thing. And then last but not least, the community center. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Last Friday night, the community center gave away 132 bags of food for children 18 and under, and that requires no certification. No, you don't have to be pre-registered. You don't have to be, on the end of a spectrum or anything. Anybody, you pull up, you say how many children you have under 18, and they will give you that many meals. And I believe it's breakfast and lunch, and I've heard it's a really nice package they put together. So they did that last week and gave away 132 bags. And what's really exciting is they're going to do it this Friday as well. So I want everyone to be aware that from 5:30 to 7 o'clock Friday, you can just pull up and they will load it straight into your trunk. You don't get out. You'd say, I have 2 kids, and they put it in so if your kids are going a little stir crazy and they don't like what you have in the house, pull up there, the community center, a lot of good people donating a lot of things, and they want to give it to people that will use it. Also, they distributed 54 boxes of food items from their parking lot to their food pantry folks. Now, those are folks that are pre-registered. Annie said she was surprised that they haven't gotten any new families since this all happened. And I will say, I know a lot of people out there are losing jobs and income. And if you did not qualify before, there's a lot of people who I'm sure will qualify now. So there's a website you can go on and get registered. And all you have to do if you are a new sign-up is pull up with a photo ID. You don't have to have any proof of income or anything like that. So I'm assuming on the application you do online, it'll take care of all that. So she's hoping to give away more food, and that is tomorrow night. The produce market is tomorrow night from 3 to 6 p.m. And again, you remain in your vehicle and just bring a photo ID. And she did also tell me, and I thought it was important to say, that they've donated 16 boxes of food to Meadowview Village, one of our senior homes. So that is awesome. And, I just want to say also, we're unique. No one else has lived through something like this before to compare it to. But I don't want everyone to get too panic-stricken. Take everything day by day. Don't overwhelm yourself and think of what ifs. Don't go out and hoard, because there's a lot of people out there who can't afford to do that. Take what you need and try to remember your neighbors. And if you have extra and they don't, maybe, drop a package on their porch or something like that. I saw a really good idea, and I haven't ran it by you yet. You saw it too on Facebook, where some of the elderly people, they're having them put a red piece of construction or a green piece of construction paper in their window, and that means everything's fine. And if they put a red one, that means someone needs to stop and check on them. So we might look into doing something like that. I know a lot of the older people in our community don't have access to the internet. They probably will never see this. So eventually, when things get back to normal, that's why it'll be really important to get our newsletter up and going, so people can have a way to know, what's coming up and things. So just on a personal note, I'd like to tell you, if anyone needs errand run or needs food or needs supplies, you can call me. I'll let Courtney put my phone number on there. I'd be happy to help anybody. So that's all I have for now.
Thanks for doing all that research. That's really great. This is not a time to be too proud to take help from your neighbors. I mean, this is tricky. I mean, and it changes every single day, sometimes numerous times during the day. So please don't let pride get the best of you in this situation. We're here to help each other. That's what this community is so great with. I mean, we're here to help each other up. So please, 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 if you need to go to the food pantry, they're the nicest people in the world. Go to the food pantry. If you need to reach out to one of your churches, I'm sure that they will direct you or they will help you. Like I said, call Village Hall. I'll be getting your phone calls. I'll help you.
They can email.
Yes.
More information's online.
Yes, all that's online, so thank you again, that was very good. We have no public comments. I did get a comment, I guess, through email in regards to the traffic situation on Main Street and London Street. And I know we have some speeders that come through here, and since Mr. Dill won't be here tonight, I have been working with the police department, or the sheriff's department, to try to see about getting that sign up, and unfortunately, right now, they're just too occupied with everything else that's going on. We did have at the last meeting a report of 6 tickets that were written for speed, so we know that they are looking at that, and we will be back on top of that situation, but I would have a personal plea out there. We are having kids home now, and the governor did say, go outside, get fresh air. So you may see kids that are stir crazy out in front of their houses, maybe just doing stupid stuff, going across the street. Please slow down and be careful, okay? Just take your time. What's the hurry, all right? Okay, sorry. As far as department reports, well, we have no executive session, I'm sorry. Department reports, Mr. Dill, like I said, was excused. The law director's report, we will be getting to that in our legislation. Misty's report for utilities, I did excuse her as well. So that brings us to our fiscal report.
Okay. Just as a reminder, is your mic up there?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me from there. Okay, so just as a reminder, is the commission committee meeting was set to be scheduled here on March the 31st. That has been canceled, and once I know the date, I'll let everybody know when that will be available. And Becky may touch on this one here, but they postponed the cleanup days that were scheduled for May the 15th and 16th. Tentatively, they'll revisit this once they see if there's any changes in that virus. That's all I have as far as cancellations. Everybody had received their packets on Friday. Again, just to save time here and, display and practice social distancing. Was there any questions on the financial reports? Okay, just for the public's note is, again, you can ask for any of these reports at any time. Just send me an email, ask me a question. Again, I will be responding via phone. All of my phone calls have been forwarded to my cell phone as well. I also will be communicating through email, so don't think that you can't get in contact with somebody here. I'm available, the mayor's available, Misty will be available via email, and any of the members here, if you guys have a question. So, again, financial reports do look actually below budget in what was asked for expenditures. That's one thing I wanted to touch base on, is as far as expenditures, we are below what we had budgeted, so that's really good in regards to all of our funds. Revenues are above average, which is good. Bills have been sent out today. Finance was informed of any changes or anything like that. Nothing too severe at all or out of the ordinary. If there's no questions here, I would ask Mayor Darlington to ask for a motion for appropriation status, revenue status, receipt listing, payment listing, comparison of budget and appropriated, cash summary by fund, and the reader report.
Can I have that motion?
I'll give you that motion.
Okay. Second. Okay. Roll call?
David?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Jay? Yes. Melanie? Yes.
All right, to committee reports. Finance, David?
We had 2 work sessions. We got a lot accomplished, got some topics and stuff, but I was kind of satisfied. We discussed a few issues, and a few issues got settled, a few issues we're going to have to talk about.
Okay.
Later on. That's the main thing.
Okay. Melanie, Pleasant Township.
Nothing to report.
Do you know, had they canceled those meetings then as well?
They had one, but there was nothing new.
Okay, okay,
I'm surprised they didn't cancel it.
okay. Squad, Jay.
Yes, I'm gonna go closer to them. So yes, for the squad, we did have a meeting on the 11th where we did hire 2 individuals for Unit 1 and Unit 2. Very good candidates, so we're excited to see us kind of slowly filling up our staff. I actually was able to shadow the squad last week before everything really went full slam. However, we did get to learn a lot. It was kind of on the slow side that day. But I just want to say firsthand is Once all this is passed and we have a chance to see the first responders, please thank them. They are in a very tough situation. You know, they're on their units for 24 hours, and they're in a position to where if they want to quarantine or something happens, they're stuck. They could be in a hospital and they're stuck in the hospital for however how long it takes. So just knowing they're one of the very few people that are putting literally on the front lines facing some of this stuff. So just know that, just definitely pray for them and keep them in your thoughts. And but other than that, of course, we're gonna have to wait and see about the next meeting because everything's in the air. But that is what I have to report.
Okay, thank you. Fire, Craig.
The meeting was supposed to be Thursday, but it has been canceled till next month,
Okay,
possibly.
okay. Water, wastewater, also Craig.
We continue to talk about ideas about how to sell more bulk water. And we also talked about that the upcoming smoke test, which we're first on Ohio Roll Water's list to do. Now, that was supposed to be later this year, though.
Yeah,
but
summertime.
And in the summer, so. and
More to come on that
More to
then.
come on that.
Anything else then?
That's it, sorry.
Okay, that's good. Street, Andy.
Yes, I had 2 requests this past period for new signs or review of existing signs, replacement of existing signs. Those will be submitted as part of our purchase for, I believe it's now Phase 2. So those are good things to keep coming in, keep sending them in. These are things that even though we're, you know, half capacity here, we can still take stuff like that and get them in place in the next order. Always good to be outside and doing stuff like signs. I also had 1 request for traffic flow review, which we will be trying to do over the next couple of weeks as well. And that's all I have for signs. I wish I had a pothole update, but we are what we are.
May I add something on there too?
Please do, hold on. You want to get a, yeah.
We actually replaced some signs there in the Wingate area.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten some complaints from some residents that that's only one side parking. So if you have all the mailboxes, as you're driving down Wingate is on the left-hand side, you cannot park in front of on that side. So it is one side street parking. Again, some of the signs were faded, so we have replaced those, but we may bring Andy to the chair a couple more no parkings. But we did go down there and replace that. So we do ask the residents there, be courteous of that because it is very hard to get down there if you're parked on both sides coming through there. So
Yeah, I guess one additional update is we are aware of a couple of safety issues which we're also trying to work through, which are primarily in the center of town. And those came before the committee this past go-around. We're working through how we can effectively move some of the parking slots around so that you're eliminating a blind spot as you're coming up the hill on Columbus. Thank you, Courtney.
Parks and Rec, Becky.
Yes, first off, I want to say the parks are still open, with a little asterisk. You can go out to the park and walk your dog. I went out the park today to just see how the water was holding up, and good news that our big, unplanned pond is not really there. You can tell it's been really wet, but this time last year, it would have been standing. So it's good news, we're moving in the right direction with that. But I did see someone out there walking their dog today. So you are welcome to use the walking path and use the park. But unfortunately, at this time, we are asking that you do not use the playground equipment because, as you know, and you've heard so much about it, different materials hold the virus longer. Obviously, we can't be out there spraying between children, so we're just asking that you don't use it. I'm hoping Courtney just sent me a picture of London sign that they posted. It looks really official. I would like to get some of those signs if they are out there. If they're not, we can just print some off of our own computers and maybe, you know, put them in plastic and hang them out there on the playground set. So, you know, we can have our Park and Recs guy go do that if we need to. And so still get out and get some fresh air, but just be smart. Socially distance yourself. And also, just a little update, I don't know a lot yet. The Youth League has put on hold all practices until at least April the 6th. That's when they'll reevaluate. I believe that's when the schools are supposed to reevaluate. I believe they'll go the way of the school. it's looking kind of bad right now, but, we can all keep our fingers crossed that they'll find a miracle cure and maybe, the ball season will happen. But they are being very conscious of the situation, and they will let us know when they know more and make a decision. So that's all I have.
I did get an email that we did get awarded some bike helmets. I think they did it by the number of people in your community. We didn't get a lot, but we're hoping to add to that, maybe with some donations, and then schedule something. They did put down there that they realize with what all is going on, that the events for the bike helmet safety program were supposed to be distributed and celebrated or whatever in May, and that may not happen because of what's going on, and they're okay with that, so.
Right.
But we'll get back with you on that, so. Record of retention, Andy?
Nothing to report tonight, other than please take a look at ohiochuckbook.org as usual. It's available online 24 hours a day, completely at your service. And again, if you need any public records, we're happy to assist with anything we can do.
Including minutes of this meeting?
Absolutely. Minutes of every meeting are available,
meeting, yes.
including some historical ones if you really are hard up for reading
Is that
material.
historical or hysterical?
Both. Both. They're hysterical to read.
Yes. Nuisance and abatement. Becky?
As Courtney mentioned, the Nazarene Church has postponed. I'm hoping they're being overly cautious, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that maybe it can still happen, but we will play that by ear. I can almost definitely assure you that sometime this late spring or summer, we will make that cleanup day happen and start awarding those, yard awards and things like that. But right now, we have to prioritize things, so we're just going to kind of put a lot of that on hold.
Okay. Block Watch,
On
David?
Block Watch, I'm going to be a little bit different tonight. If this bars or anything, I come up with this comment, we got to be Buckeye strong. We're going through a tough time, and this country and our state has went through a lot of challenges over the years, and we'll get through this one too. There's always been something, an epidemic or a war, but American know-how has always found a way, and God willing, we'll get through this and be stronger again. And then with my Block Watch, we're just going to have to wait until we can be able to get together and do my neighborhoods, and I'm hoping it'll be soon. We'll just have to wait and see.
Okay.
Question for you, Councilman. Will you take volunteers? Anybody who wants to join Block Watch right now, will you take them?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely. So
Yeah,
call the
anybody
community.
wants
If
to.
now's the
Sure
time,
do.
if you would.
Right now is very important to watch over your neighbors right now.
Absolutely.
As our mayor expressed, and as Becky talked about, check on your elderly neighbors. If you got somebody disabled, check on them. And just give them a phone call, send them a card. It's just basic things sometimes. Tell them they're not alone. There's help out there, and then we got to be careful. There's going to be people that's going to take advantage of this. I hate to say it, they're out there, but be prepared. But we all can be good Block Watchers, citizens through this crisis.
Yeah, I do
Absolutely.
think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did see where one of the scams now was people going around knocking on doors saying that they were from the Red Cross, and they had, they would come in and, was it check to see if there was?
They were actually claiming they had tests. They're saying, hey,
Yes.
we're Red Cross, we're going to come and
Yes.
test you. which-
Yeah, the Red Cross isn't doing that, so please, just be smart.
We've got to be
Smart.
very careful of home invasion,
Right.
especially with our elderly.
Right.
It goes on.
Right.
Also, domestic abuses are rising, so please take a breath, go in separate rooms.
Yes, exactly.
You can social distance in your own home, right?
Put on a good rock and roll album and enjoy it and sit back.
There you go. All right, and that brings us to ordinance and resolution. So we have Resolution 2020-09, which is an ordinance of an agreement between the Village of Mount Sterling and Frost Brown Todd LLC for legal services. This is to fulfill our vacancy of a solicitor for the Village of Mount Sterling. We did some interviews and found them to be the best qualified for what we think we're about to go through. So at this time, I would like to ask for a motion to suspend the rules.
I'll move that motion.
I'll second.
Okay?
So Craig was first.
Yes.
David was second.
Yes. Roll call, please.
David?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy,
Yes?
Melanie,
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to place it on the first, second, and third readings.
When would we have discussion? Would,
Here.
here,
Now?
here.
I'm sorry.
Just, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just a quick question I had about it. I noticed several times it referred, one of the duties of the position was to the village manager. It referred to that several times, and I was just wondering if in our strength chart, if we even have a village manager, if we need to maybe reword that to be village solicitor or his designee for the time being. So that's one thing I was just wondering if should be
Can we check with that
changed on
tomorrow?
that.
Yeah, we can. Did you guys, are you tabling this, or you passing?
I would say, I mean, we can move forward with it if we can just amend it? Can we just change the wording of it?
Yeah,
Yep.
if we need to change it, yeah.
So do we need
It's technically to the mayor or the village manager, which, you know, we don't have a village manager, but the mayor is obviously, we have our mayor, so, yeah.
So do I need to make a statement in regards to that right now? Or not? Or we're just going to,
Or,
Just to change,
as part of the,
it just
reading
refers
of the
to it 3 or
resolution?
4 times.
yeah, well, it's here, what you're asking for an approval is the agreement between what she's referring to as in the contract versus what the village is gonna accept.
okay,
So you can, I mean, if you pass it now, then you can always go back and amend it if you want to change that title,
okay,
because that's what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that sounds good. All right, so a motion to place it on the first, second, and third readings?
Jay placed it,
Okay,
I'll second.
Melanie second,
roll call?
David,
Yes.
Craig,
Yes.
Becky, Andy,
Yes?
Melanie,
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
And now I need a motion to adopt Resolution 2020-09.
I'll give you that motion.
Craig,
Second?
Andy,
Roll call?
David,
Yes.
Craig,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
Melanie,
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
Resolution 2020-09 has been passed.
Very good. Now that brings us to roundtable. Anyone?
I did have one thing. I meant to add this, however, this is from the squad. They do not have tests. They've had, I guess, maybe a number of people coming up to the door and requesting tests. So they do not have tests, so if you feel sick or whatnot, call your doctor. Most likely they'll have video chat or phone, so please go that route. Don't go knocking on the door of the squad or the fire department. They do not, right now, hold any test for the coronavirus, so.
Okay, thank you.
Along those same sort of lines, and you mentioned it earlier, I'm glad to hear that we have that Madison Health 24-hour call line, because I have heard that some of the problems that are happening, people are panicking and they're calling with a lot of questions to the emergency numbers. And the emergency numbers are getting tied up too long. So if you do have questions about the virus, medical questions, the number that the mayor shared, the 740-845-7400 for Madison Health 24-hour line would be more appropriate, unless you're sick or, you know, need emergency assistance. But if it's just for general questions about the virus, you know, call them, that's what they're there for.
I do believe, I saw this on Facebook, this post from Madison Health. Also on it, it did say that the Ohio Department of Health is taking calls, I think it was from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., but I did not write their phone number down, but you could look them up, Ohio Department of Health, and they probably have that manned pretty heavily right now, too, so you can call there as well. Anybody else for roundtable?
Don't let the anxiety keep you from taking a good walk. You can still go to Deer Creek Park, you can get out. I set up my electric guitar until my ears ring. There's stuff you can do, just to get away from the anxiety of it. But just don't let it keep you from doing some things you want to do.
Very good. Anyone else? Again, if you have any questions or concerns, you don't know where to go, you can't remember a phone number, call Village Hall. We'll get you the information that hopefully will help you. Please be kind to one another, and that includes your immediate family that you're confined with. And we hope to see you soon. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
I wonder how this this is gonna affect the census, like, I mean, that's gonna be.
Answer.